to Sports Bitches. We are back and we're bitchier than ever. My name is Rachel Bonetta, and we are the three hosts of Sports Bitches. You got Sarah Tiana, and you got Megan Gailey. Hi, gals. I've seen you so much since we've stopped recording, and we've not missed a moment, but the people have. They've been texting us. They've been DMing us. Where have the Sports Bitches gone? And, I mean, yesterday we had a time. I do have a photo to show if I can figure out how to do this. Oh, here we go. Here we go, baby.
Yesterday we went to the Orange County Fair.
This is the most Indiana-ass photo I have ever seen in my entire life.
On top of Megan getting recognized by people from Indiana that she knew.
Wearing a Colts hat. That is my child turned away from me, not even paying attention. And like a light beige biracial child goes for a lot on these streets, and I'm just leaving him willy-nilly.
Didn't even get any corn. You turned around with a whole cup of corn.
He didn't want any
on the cob anymore.
He didn't want any corn. He just wanted French fries. French fries. French fries. Said French fries 100 times. But Rachel, I can't believe you would gloss over the real reason that we were on a hiatus. Rachel got married!
Thank you. Thank you. I am so happy. No, I have not looked at my credit card statement in weeks, and I'm going to keep that going for as long as I can.
The wedding was so gorgeous, so beautiful, so fun. Do not worry. We are not saying that just from the standpoint that we saw photos. Sarah and I were bridesmaids, okay? We're on the podium. We're on the podium.
Was I an okay bride, you guys?
Oh,
Yeah,
very chill. Very chill bride.
Good.
Very
chill
bride.
Good.
I would say that I was like I was not a good bridesmaid.
What? Yes, you were.
Not true.
I was like, where do I go? What do I do? What is happening?
You were great. You were great. These girls had a killer speech where they roasted a lot of people, and I wasn't one of the ones that got roasted, which I was so happy about.
You didn't get roasted. Yeah, you didn't get roasted. Zach did. The groom did lightly.
Lightly.
But yeah, it was so much fun. A lot of sports people there. I was gifted. I got a gift at Rachel's wedding. I got a Frank Reich signed Colts football, baby. Yes, that is a fired Colts coach.
Love was in the air. No, it was so much fun. I would do it again. I mean, with the same person. I wouldn't do it again. Get divorced. You guys know what I mean.
I'll be at your second wedding too.
Okay, guys, we have so much to get to today. Sports Bitches is back, and we are so thirsty for football right now. We're 3 weeks away. We were talking about this yesterday because we saw somebody in a Nick Chubb jersey in the heat of the OC fair, just sweating it out. How excited are you guys for football? Meg, I'll start with you. What do you want from this season? You were wearing a hardcore Colts hat all day yesterday. You got recognized, like Sarah said. What do you guys want for this NFL season?
My expectations are so off the charts. I'm so excited. This is that time of the year. It's almost like New Year's resolutions where you're like, anything is possible. You know, like I can make it happen. I will say my New Year's resolutions this year were to start a book club and to cancel less stand-up shows. And I am getting A+ across the board. So I believe the Colts, their resolution is to not miss the playoffs by one last play, to make the playoffs. The division is extremely competitive, and I'm just like excited. There's more positives than negatives. I feel just like across the NFL, everything is kind of in a feel-good space right now where I'm not really overly mad at anyone. No one's really yet to like super disgust me. I'm just like, oh my God, training camp is the sweetest, cutest thing I've ever seen. And I'm writing that like feel-good Olympics high into the NFL season.
Okay. Sarah, what about you? Your Falcons, they're making a lot of off-season moves. What's happening?
Yeah, I mean, my house completely melted down when Matthew Judon got traded from the Patriots to the Falcons. Like, Chris was like, I didn't even register the Falcons. I just heard that he was getting traded from the Patriots, and I went into like, oh God, I better go make cookies. Like, I better do something to like make him happy right now, because like this is not going to be a good day. Like, obviously, like their season could be in the toilet. And then I found out he came to us, and then I was like, what cookie? Like, everything's great. Wee wee. So pretty happy that the Falcons are going all in. Especially we got Justin Simmons from the Bengals as well, is like a really great safety. So like our defense is like really on point, and our offense should be firing on all cylinders. Penix looked good in the preseason, so I am getting excited about football, but I'm not there yet. Like I'm still like I found out today that Carson Beck, the quarterback for the Georgia Bulldogs, just got an NIL deal with a private plane company. So I'm like, like I'm more like into college football right now, and I'm still like living in baseball season. So like getting into the NFL, I'm like slowly but surely like watching Hard Knocks, like trying to get into it, but like my mind isn't there yet. Like I've signed up for some fantasy football leagues, but like I'm still like, oh yeah, who am I? I haven't even researched who I'm gonna pick.
I forgot Penix was on the Falcons. I was about to be like, who is your quarterback? Like, I really,
our quarterback is not Penix, it's Kirk Cousins.
I forgot Kirk Cousins was there.
This is the time of year that we're like, wait, he's at that.
I know.
That guy went to this place. Like, we had enough separation from all those crazy offseason moves that now we're like, holy shit, this is crazy.
I forgot Odell Beckham was on the Dolphins until he said it on Love Island. Like, I was like, Love Island is bringing me more updates on sports than I'm getting from any of the other sports-related
I care about right now is Cordell.
Yeah.
Sarah doesn't know or care what we're talking about, but Cordell on Monday for the Love Island reunion is the only Beckham that I care about. I'm really excited to watch the Lions again. I think I've kind of
that's your
adopted them
team
as my new team. I think so.
Okay.
They're fun. Good and really, you know why I like them? It's because their coach cries, and he's emotional, and he's a beautiful man, and he drinks way too much coffee, and maybe he'll die at a young age. I don't know. That's dark, but I love him so much, and he's so great. And just seeing like the city of Detroit get together for like the draft looked insane. But I do want to ask you guys this question. I think a lot of people can relate. Like I said, we saw the Nick Chubb at the OC Fair yesterday, and I said, I miss being a Browns fan. I know I shouldn't, but I really miss rooting for my team, and I don't think I ever can again. Is there a time my adopted team? Yes, it was my team for a long time. Is there an amount of time that I should wait before that guy is off the team that I could come back to my home squad?
I don't think it's a time thing. I think there would have to be a change in ownership. Because even when Deshaun Watson leaves, the people in place that brought him there are still going to be reaping, the financial benefits of whatever. Right. I mean, he had a terrible season. Like that was kind of enjoyable. I don't know that he's going to have a great season. My suggestion to you yesterday, which you said you were basically already doing, is to root for Baker Mayfield. Like, there are pieces of the Browns that I think you can go, you know what? That Browns team I really loved had Baker. So that I'm going to continue to support him even though he's on the Bucs now.
I'm a Baker gal. He's going to have a baby soon, or he already has. We're excited about it. Okay, so we've talked about the teams that we're really excited about. This is what I'm more excited about to talk about. What teams do we want to be bad? What are we looking for? Which players do we want to root against this season? What are the top storylines?
Rooting against. Oh man. Well, I mean, I hate the Eagles so much. I really don't like Nick Sirianni. I just think that
redeeming qualities.
Really?
I love Jalen Hurts. I do not like Nick Sirianni. I do not think that he is a good coach. And I think this year, if Kellen Moore is a really great offensive coordinator, they should make him the head coach. And I think we're going to find out. We're going to find out. I said all last year the Eagles are trash, and I was right because they were trash. And it was just the first 9 games were yeah, there was just something off. And I feel the same way about Caleb Williams. Like, I want the Bears to be good and I want him to work out, but there's something bumping me about him. There's some sort of like inauthenticity that like I'm really bumping up against, and I can't figure out what it is.
Is it all of his fancy bags? He has like a Go-Yard bag, a Birkin bag.
No,
I thought that was so interesting.
I like that he paints his nails and then he has bags, and that like he's like a guy that's like emotional and a crier. To me, what I'm bumping up against is that it almost feels like he's just like, I don't know how he's going to deal with losing, because when he was at USC, he was not a very good loser. And he, the last time that a number one draft pick who's also won a Heisman Trophy has won the Super Bowl is, let me think, almost never. Maybe like 80 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, so he would be the first. And I guess part of me is just like, it just feels like too much. Like, number one draft pick, Heisman Trophy winner, also wins a Super Bowl. Like, it just like I definitely think that he is a very, very talented quarterback. Do I think the Bears coaching staff is the one to get him there? I don't know.
Yeah, so to me it sounds like what is bumping for you is not Caleb Williams. It is the Bears' expectations. I actually think that's the Bears fans' expectations. I lived in Chicago for 5.5 years. Did I ever tell you guys my parents bought Rex Grossman's condo from him, like when he was leaving town? So it was like, I lived in a Bears quarterback's house, and they were not nice to him. Bears fans are insane. Expectations are off the charts. Sarah and I are watching Hard Knocks. Coach Saban came to visit. I didn't know Eberflus used to be a linebacker. That was news.
I know.
News to me.
I played for Saban.
I'm like, I thought you were like a jazz saxophonist, but he was a linebacker for Nick Saban, and Saban is, you know, a very like legendary coach, and was like, these expectations are too high. I had been telling CJ before they even got to this clip, I go, Peyton's first year, he was 3-13, and he had the most interceptions of all time. Like, yes, this Bears team has the pieces around him to be better. The idea that they're just going to be clicking on all cylinders and good is delusional. I will say, I had a dear friend pass away in December. He was a giant Bears fan. And watching this season of Hard Knocks, I think about him constantly, so much so that the other day I texted him and I said, I think you're going to make Caleb Williams good. And I told CJ, I go, I think it's going to be an Angels in the outfield situation, and my friend is going to like lift Caleb Williams to the playoffs.
The Chicago Bears are one of those teams that it's kind of like the Lions. They've been bad for so long that I don't know. I think it would be fun if they were really good. I could totally get behind that, because it's like that's, you know, with the Red Sox, and like Chicago's just such a sports city, and I just feel, or Bob, you know what I mean, Cubs. I just feel like they would really get behind them, and it would just be so much fun.
Oh, yeah, I think it's good for football if they're good. Like, we need them to be good. We need that Packers-Bears rivalry to be real again. You know, and I think between Jordan Love and Caleb Williams, that could really be, in the books. But, like, usually when generational talents rise above, they have coaches with a proven track record. I will say that C.J. Stroud changed a lot of that for me last year. You know, like, no one expected him to be as good, and being the number 2 pick is also way easier than being the number 1 pick, right? Just because the level of anxiety within your life is a lot smaller. But like, but I just think that, like, when you have Lamar Jackson coming out, and he's like, you know, you do have a Harbaugh behind that, and you have Patrick Mahomes, who was completely overlooked, but he also had Andy Reid, and he got to learn for a year behind Alex Smith. Like, there's so many guys that got to kind of be shepherded in, and he's just being thrown into the fire. And the fire is to me a level of expectation that I don't know if he is mentally prepared to handle.
But
and
it's so
I
fun
worry
when they
about
do.
his mental health, and I worry that he's covering up for it, because when I see him in Hard Knocks and I see him, he's like, all I see him doing is looking around for like, right? You know, like he's constantly looking at Roma Dunze in Hard Knocks. Like, did you see that? Like, I'm like, oh, he's just like needs to be told that he's right, or that people understand him, or they get it. And I worry about the Chicago media. I worry that
the fans are ruthless. You're right. As fun as it would be when they start to win, it's going to be really not fun when they start to win.
And it could be a real Kyler Murray situation where, you know, someone, it just like doesn't handle it well and gets
games.
Yeah, and like just gets snippy, you know. It just like there's something bumping me. There's something bumping me, and I feel like I don't know if it's a need to be liked. You know, you need people who like that's how Aaron Rodgers was, and then he had a complete meltdown as soon as somebody was like, "You're a fucking liar," and then he turned into a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah,
I think we need to bookmark this and come back in like 3 months when we have seen him play in the NFL. I feel like that's going to be a really fascinating side by side.
Yeah, and the division is pretty good. So he is going to have competition. Rodgers is a great name to bring up because that is who I hope is bad. I honestly don't even need him to be bad, but I would love for there to be like off-season Aaron Rodgers is the most annoying person on the planet. So it's like I don't
in
want
the year
him
of an election 1,000.
Oh, 1,000. I don't want him injured because I need him playing so he's not talking. But I would love there to be like something dramatic and crazy happening, which there will be because it's the Jets. But I would like for them to be bad. I also I always want the Steelers to be bad. The Steelers are my least favorite team across every single sport and every single franchise. I will never turn it around on them. And I do like Justin Fields, but I want this Justin Fields, Russell Wilson experiment to fail.
I mean, part of me is like, I want Russell Wilson to be decent and good, because I do think that he has a lot of good football left in him, but the fact that they hired Arthur Smith to me is like the most insane thing I've ever heard. Like somebody that just like overthinks all the offensive situations in football and is not a winner or a leader or respected. And I don't get it. But the other thing about
the Steelers, what can Russell Wilson do this year instead of Broncos Let's Ride? What could the Steelers towels up?
Didn't he say black and gold, let's roll?
Black and gold,
isn't that?
Let's roll. Oh, really?
I think black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. I love how Sarah was like, I'm not ready for the NFL, and now she's saying like obscure coordinators.
You're not obscure. He's like my ex-head coach.
I know, but I'm just like,
you know, the media attacking Caleb Williams. She's ready to go.
She's ready.
Can I just say this about Aaron Rodgers? I was thinking about this the other day, but like the fact that he has no wife and no kids and no pets means he should have 8 Super Bowls. Like, he has 0 distractions outside of football. He just gets in his own way. Like,
his crystals need to be charged every day at 6 a.m.
I think he's got made up distractions
in his head. What do you mean,
5.5 hours?
Yeah.
What?
Midnight.
He what?
I said he's got to meditate for 5.5 hours.
Oh.
Starting at midnight. We were just talking about New Orleans hosting the Super Bowl. Right now, DraftKings put up an article about odds for the performer. I don't think you can actually bet on this, but they were just talking about it. Miley Cyrus, Lil Wayne, who slid into my DMs one time, by the way, Dua Lipa, Justin Bieber, Harry Styles. Any other artists? Do you guys feel strongly about any of those? Miley Cyrus would crush.
Yeah, so I'm a firm believer that it needs to be, the Super Bowl halftime needs to be a woman or Bruno Mars. And so I think Miley would be great. Listen, you said Bruno Mars was not going to play at your wedding, and you know who I heard at your wedding? Put your pinky rings up to the moon.
We specifically put Bruno Mars on the no playlist, and I feel like either you or CJ.
I didn't. We did
or
it.
the DJ booth.
We were
like, forget what Rachel said. Bruno
we
Mars,
were
it up, baby.
Listen, I was over vaping in the wilderness when it started. I had nothing to do with it. I would love if it was Miley. I would love if it was Miley. I love Harry Styles. I don't want a British man performing in New Orleans.
I also don't like. He's only had like what one or two albums. Like Miley's got hits.
Yeah, Miley and
Miley would be great, and then you bring out like Harry
Dolly
Jr.
and Dolly.
Dolly
and Dolly. Yeah, I was saying the other day that Snoop is like rap's Dolly Parton. He just like everybody loves him and no one hates him.
Yeah.
I like Miley a lot. I would take Miley, but I think you gotta have, a little bit of jazz in there.
Right.
For the New Orleans, and then, but it's like Miley coming in on a Mardi Gras float and getting all the beads because she flashes everybody. Janet Jackson style, but because
Flashes
she wants
or
to.
balloons on live television, I am into it.
I'm in.
The conservatives are going to be upset. I can't wait.
And it's going to be incredible.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to go to break. When we come back, we're going to talk about what our rookie talent show talent would be if we were on Hard Knocks. Okay, welcome back to Sports Bitches. Hard Knocks, guys, I just feel like it's too much. They're doing the off-season Hard Knocks. They're doing the preseason Hard Knocks. They're doing in-season Hard Knocks. Like, it's just when it was just preseason, it was special.
Yeah.
And it was like that's what you watch to kick off the NFL season, and now it's just all over the place. And
yeah,
I'm not vibing.
No, the off season, no one cares. Like it's you think I want to watch the GM type emails? Get out of here. This is boring. Like that's oversaturation. I was very critical of last season's Jets episodes. I thought the Jets were obviously so against being the team and then gave zero access, and you could really tell in the final product. Maybe because I love Chicago and I've like lived there, I am loving this season. I'm also getting a little high before I watch it, and that makes everything better. But I don't know, like they did this like interstitial of like guys playing blues, and then like they keep using like improv words. Like it's really tickling me in a way, and I think Caleb Williams is one of the biggest stories going into the season. So the fact that we're getting to watch that development, I think is exciting.
In it a lot? Is he on camera a lot? Because the Giants were on Hard Knocks in the summer, and Daniel Jones I don't think was like in it basically at all.
No, of course. They were like, oh, it's the off season, let's show the custodial staff, which actually that would be compelling.
Kind of rip.
That would be like actually the Giants custodial staff sounds hot and probably can get it. No, Caleb.
I wish they were just following Dayball around to see like how he lost all the weight, because I'm like,
Ozempic. He is on Ozempic. He is on Ozempic. Yes, he's rich. He's rich. Yeah. He's on Ozempic.
When he won Coach of the Year, and I was at NFL Honors, he came up to me. I was like, "Dude, congratulations!" And he came up to me because I had just like impersonated him on Halloween. I had a ball and Halloween. And he was like, "Oh, I love you," and I was like, "Yeah!" We like hugged it out. Cool. He was like holding his trophy. I was like, "This is dope."
I would follow Tommy DeVito around. Like I just want to watch a whole documentary of him at his mom's house.
Yeah, I like the best part of Giants off season. I'm like, what subs are they gonna order? So that's the time-honored tradition they have returned to, which is the rookies having to come up, say their signing bonus, which I believe.
Oh, I like that.
Caleb Williams said $55 million, and the guys were like,
"No, it wasn't.
Yeah,
it wasn't that. I thought it was 25.5." No, it was not 55 million. Are you crazy?
I was a lot. I remember being like, I was high. I told you.
25 million's insane.
But it's like
25.5. I was right.
It's
still insane. That's $25 million.
Okay, maybe I was higher than I thought. But it is funny to see a room of other millionaires be like, what? So he had to say his signing bonus, and then he like started like, okay. And then a Canadian guy came on, Rachel. A Canadian guy came on, ripped off his pants, was wearing a bald eagle like banana hammock, and
his dong?
And saying, and I'm proud to be an American.
Yeah.
And it killed.
Lee Greenwood.
Yeah.
Lee Greenwood.
And then he got injured, and they were like, he's not on the team. Episode 2 starts, and then they go, guess who's back? Bald Eagle.
Yeah.
Wow, this might be my new favorite player in the NFL.
He's great.
And then he read out, or he talked about a bunch of the messages he got about his underwear from old ladies. Who were like,
he didn't say old. He didn't say old. He didn't say old.
Well, he said ladies, and...
No, in Canada, we changed the words to that song. It's the exact same
sure.
song. We just say, I'm proud to be a Canadian, or at least I know I'm free.
Well, I know at your wedding we dance to Canadian
Oh
girls,
my God,
which is
I'm
like American
so
girls, but
embarrassed.
that was so cute. No, I liked
Very
the song. I liked it. I don't know.
So after seeing
55 million.
That's so funny.
After seeing him bring down the house, I decided that my rookie performance, I would need to do something costume based, I think. So I think I would do like a reenactment of Cher's If I Could Turn Back Time, where she is in the thong bodysuit on the what is that called, Sarah? Where they land the planes on the
like
boat?
a big ship.
Oh, you're talking about an aircraft carrier?
Thank you. So I'd be in a thong. I'd get a green screen with an aircraft carrier, and then I would be singing "If I Could Turn Back Time," and just like hope that my butt is like elevated enough that the guys are into it.
I would watch that. I would absolutely watch that. Okay, I'll go next. And this is a talent that I've just discovered that I had, and it grossed everyone out at the wedding. My brothers could not stop asking me to do it. I didn't know that this was even a weird thing.
I'm scared.
I can bend my thumb like this.
Oh, flat?
Can you guys do that?
Wait.
Oh, Sarah can do it too. Does this mean we're double jointed? Okay, is this not as impressive as I thought it was going to be? Because they all freaked out. Is that disgusting?
No.
Wait, what? I don't understand what it is. I see. Oh.
It's like my thumb is bending. Okay, well, I
definitely can't do it.
Favorite rookie of all time. I thought this was going to be exciting for everyone.
That would be your talent show. You would put your finger up and show.
Shut up, Sarah.
You have to sing. I think you have to sing something.
Or do like stand up. But I would never do stand up.
Look at my thumb. Okay, fine. What's yours?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would probably do a roast because like that's just seems to be like the easiest thing.
Yeah.
Or I would sing like a song that probably no one's ever heard of that I never, like probably just some like the Queen of Hearts song. Like, playing with the Queen of Hearts, the one, knowing it ain't really a song.
Boo! Boo!
Will do anything for you.
Boo!
And another line. I just keep going, even if I'm getting booed. That's what you have to do.
Yeah, you do. You do. So, like, Caleb Williams got booed, so I think that means he has to come back and do it again. Like, I think you have. I don't think you can like graduate until he should just throw out $1,000 bills and be like, "Here you go. Can I graduate?"
I would make balloon animals. That's what I would do.
Can you do that?
Balloon animals. Yeah. You can make balloon animals.
You've been holding out on us. I would have had you do that at our wedding.
Maybe that's why I didn't say anything, because I knew you'd ask me to do it at your wedding. I'm like, I've already got to think of roast jokes for the speech.
So the Olympics are over. Very sad. The stories continue to happen. There is fallout still happening over the Jordan Childs bronze medal debacle because the Romanian gymnast accepted her medal, I believe, yesterday. Mm-hmm. The IOC, who has about as much control as like a Sonic GM, is trying to get Jordan Childs to return her bronze medal because they did not file the grievance within the minute. It was 4 seconds late.
4 seconds late. That's
4
so
seconds
stupid.
late. What do you guys think? I mean,
I thought that there was video proof that they did file the grievance within the allotted time.
I'm sure
I think
there
they
is.
appealed, and then they lost the appeal. So whatever happened, Jordan came out today, and she said, like, I have no words. Honestly, I feel bad for this Romanian gymnast. That's the shittiest way to win a medal. You don't get to be out on the podium. You don't get your country cheering for you. I feel like just give it to her. This is the worst way to win a medal. Absolutely.
But Romania is the one that has been pushing the issue. Romania is the one that filed the complaint in the first place to go, they didn't do it in the time frame. And then she was like asked about it, and she goes, my thoughts are with the Americans today. This is what I think they should do. I think the American Olympic Committee should go to the IOC and go, we are America. We win the most medals. We are hosting the next Olympics. You are not real. You are a made-up ruling body that is only here so you can collect sex workers and money. And she is going to be keeping her bronze medal. And if you don't like that, you can shove something up your stupid IOC assholes.
You know, Meg's pissed when the fingers come out.
The fingers come out all of a sudden.
That one.
If I'm Jordan Childs, I'm like, I don't even know where it is. So I don't know how to give it back to you. But also, like, I don't understand why they can't just go, we made a mistake. You both win. You both can have a medal.
Yes.
You can both have it.
This isn't real.
$300.
Like the best friend necklace, and they can put it together.
Well, they did that with like the high jumpers last year. They split a gold medal, so they each got a gold medal, and there just wasn't a silver medal.
There are so many issues with the Olympics. It's insane. We weren't doing podcasts, so we weren't even talking about. There was literally a convicted child rapist that was competing in the Olympics. Like, what are we?
Beach volleyball for the Netherlands.
What are we doing?
Who had zero controversy. Meanwhile, an Algerian female boxer, everyone saw this. So the Algerian boxer beat the Italian boxer so badly. First of all, an Italian athlete is the funniest thing to me. Because I'm like, when do they find time to train between the smoking cigarettes and having sex? How?
Always carbo loading. Always.
How are they doing this?
Carbo loading?
Carbo loading. Like eating a lot. You know how, like, if you run
I thought it was carb loading.
I say it both.
For no reason.
Could be carbohydrates.
And that kind of sounds like turbo. You know, I'm carbo.
Look, Rachel's looking it up.
Loading. Carbo loading. She wins. Yeah!
Okay, so the Algerian boxer, her name is Iman Khalif. I believe I'm pronouncing that right. She went on to win the gold medal. Yes, Slay Queen. And now she has filed a lawsuit and named J.K. Rowling and Elon Musk in the lawsuit. She said, I'm going to sue the two richest people on earth because why not?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. That's a good place to start.
Absolutely.
Because you want them to end up settling. Here's the thing. The whole controversy with Iman is that she failed some sort of like a gender identifying test. But this test was done by the IBA, who is like the worst, most criminal, like organization. They always are just like, oh yeah, like everything's fine. It was basically because she started dominating. By the way, she's lost 9 different times to women.
Yes.
So many times. She just kept getting better and training, and now all of a sudden, like, basically the whole world is being like, you look like a man, you're ugly, and we're all just supposed to be like, oh, she must be. Like, get the fuck out of here.
I know.
Just because this criminal organization was like, we don't want to compete against her, so we're going to say she's a man, and that she failed our test, when she failed no other tests.
Right.
When the IOC's, all of their tests and regulations, everything was fine, everything checked out. It's so
Did this stupid committee, like, test her for, like, her testosterone
No.
levels, and were they
So
higher than...
we don't even know because the IBA is run by Russians, and they disqualified her when she beat a Russian. So it was like, okay, this is what is annoying about the Olympics. We are all massive sports fans, and for 2 weeks, you have people that never watch sports and know nothing about sports weighing in on sports, and it's like anyone who pays any attention knows that boxing is the most corrupt sport in the world. And so you cannot take any ruling that any boxing organization has ever had because it's run by oligarchs and the mafia.
Yeah, everybody who's like gambling on boxing, everything is fixed. It's like it's, you know, there's lots of issues. And everyone just jumps on board like fucking Riley Gaines, you know, like people who just are like, we can't be letting, it's just like so insane by, you know, and like plenty of other female boxers who had beaten Iman in the past were like, no. And then the Italian girl comes out and she goes, I'm sorry. She apologized and was like, I didn't mean to start this shitstorm. But of course that doesn't go viral. Only the original complaint goes.
Yeah.
Wasn't this girl saying like I've never been hit so hard? Like, let's fight again and then see what happens.
Yeah.
I mean, and then they started doing this about Katie Ledecky. Like it was like, oh, we're not even gonna like keep this to this one woman whose life we've ruined. Now, if a woman has a tricep, she must have been born with a dick inside of her.
Well, they did it with Ilona Maher too, the rugby player.
Yeah,
you know,
it used to happen to Serena.
If you're not wavy and thin,
Semenya is like
Serena.
the original athlete that had to deal with this. I think that naturally she just had like higher testosterone levels in her body, and she was a runner. And they made her like take this medication that like completely threw her body out of whack. And eventually she's just like, this isn't worth it. Like, I'm just not going to run anymore. And it's so sad. She was incredible. Such a bummer.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to wrap things up here. Do we want to talk about LA? I forgot that we had that on the list.
Well, the Olympics are coming here. And
the Olympics are coming to Los Angeles.
And they took out breakdancing.
Shit show, you guys.
I'm not excited. I'm not excited either. Like my plan as of right now is to rent our house out and leave.
I was gonna say the same thing. Yep, I'm going on vacation. Bye.
You guys are insane.
I know.
I cannot wait. And Chris said the same thing. He was like, oh, we should rent out our house. I go, you mean we have to pack up all your clothes and get them out of the closets? You can't have like food in the fridge. I'm like, I'm not packing up my house so that somebody else can come here for 10 days and then have to unpack. It's not worth the money. I want to stay here and I want to go to all the events. I'm so excited.
My family's been like, hey, can I just like put in a little, like, can I book your house for, you know, I'll be there for the LA Olympics for a fee. Absolutely, you can, for a hefty fee.
Yeah. I know how bad LAX is now. That like
disgusting.
I can't even imagine. I will say that when the
train will be done. The train's going to be done in 2 years.
Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it.
Our mayor said that she's going to bring in 3,000 buses for transportation. 3,000 extra buses on our streets. It's going to be a goddamn nightmare.
We should just keep the buses that they send from Texas. Like when you drop the migrants off, we get to keep the bus too. We need those.
Thank you, Gov. I will say that when the Super Bowl was here, like LA is a place where traffic is already so bad, I barely noticed. Like it was like I remember driving from my house to Santa Monica the weekend of the Super Bowl, and there was zero traffic. I'm like, oh, I guess we just kind of don't care.
All of you guys should just leave because that's exactly what most of the people in this town are going to do. They're all going to leave during the Olympics. And then I bet it's way easier to get around than you think. Because that's what that used to happen. That's what happened in Atlanta. I lived in Atlanta during the Olympics. Everyone was like, it's going to be a disaster. It's going to be a disaster. And then no one, like the streets were empty. And like the same thing would happen at Freaknik. Like everybody would just leave town during Freaknik, and then we were like, "Woo, party!"
Not me.
I'll stay for the opening ceremonies, and then Meg and I are gonna go and spend 2 weeks in Positano and buy fancy bags with our Airbnb money.
I'm gonna go to Freaknik.
Okay, we're gonna wrap this episode up, but we want to start a segment. I don't know what we're gonna call it yet, but Sarah, you would describe yourself on the on the outskirts of pop culture. You're a sports girl through and through. You watch football, you watch baseball, you watch college football, you watch basketball, you watch every single sport that exists. So sometimes you miss out. We're always sending you TikToks and you're like, what's going on? What is Love Island? What is this? So Megan and I want to come up with something to ask you at the end of every single episode, and you have to describe what you think that thing is.
Okay.
I think we know which one we're gonna go with this week. Meg, did we decide?
I think you should just call it Ask the Old One.
No, it's not that. It's not that.
I think we should call it Sarah Needs to Prove She's Not a Boomer.
Sarah, what do you think a brat summer is?
Like, is it brat or brat?
Well, that's a question that people have raised.
No, we're not saying a sausage summer. Brat summer.
It is brat. Like a brat. A brat, it probably stands for something like, bring royals around tennis.
You got it! She got it! How did you know?
A brat summer, it sounds like something like, it's like, are people like leaving their kids with grandparents or something, and they're like,
getting worse.
We're gonna go on a trip and leaving the brats at home for the summer?
Yeah.
I mean, the brat, you know what I mean? Like,
It's weird. It has two meanings, bring royals around tennis, and then also leave the brats for the grandparents, and you got both of them exactly right.
It's incredible.
So Sarah
It's
isn't a
absolutely
boomer.
incredible.
She proves
Yeah,
it
not a
once
boomer.
again.
see you
Good
guys?
job, Sarah. All right, we'll be back next week. Thanks for watching Sports Bitches. We love you.
But you're not gonna tell me what it is?
Nope.